I know we haven't seen the Penguin since the 90s, but come on, I'd rather see something new. So when it comes down to the Batman solo movie, the details revolving around the entire plot is rather scarce at best. And the details are even more scarce given how this movie keeps on getting redrafts, and how each draft is completely different from the last. But when it comes down to these recent reports, they seem to be contradicting themselves. However, one thing is rather consistent in that it does seem like either the Batman or even another one of the Batman spin-off films will feature a main antagonist from the past. And the main villain in question is of course the Penguin, who will either be the main villain for the Batman or maybe even something like the Birds of Prey. And I'm sorry, but I'm really not feeling this. And although I do sort of understand as to why people are happy with this, to me the Penguin is one of these villains who I can never really get into. And out of all of the villains that they could choose from, I think it's rather disappointing in that they went with the Penguin of all people. If this is even true, that is. And yeah, I do get it in that the Penguin is supposed to be one of Batman's biggest enemies, and also the fact that the Matt Reeves Batman is supposed to be more of this gritty crime drama. So in that sense, the Penguin is a perfect candidate. But to me, this just feels like a complete step back, because there's so many other Batman villains that I'd rather see who are new and unique. And I know time has passed since Batman Returns, but honestly the Penguin was done just fine. And sure, you can argue that you can make the new Penguin into more like the comics, but at the same time, if you replace the Penguin with someone like the Black Mask, then you would be none the wiser. And I find it especially disappointing because at one point we were going to have Deathstroke as the main villain, and he would have been the perfect arch nemesis for Batman. And we have yet to see an arch nemesis on the big screen who could perfectly match Batman both physically and mentally. And like I already mentioned, I would rather see Batman villains who we have yet to see on the big screen, like maybe Clayface, Man-Bat, Hush, or even Red Hood. Because each of these villains could bring something new to the table and something that we have yet to see in a Batman film. But if you really had to recycle a Batman film from the past, I would rather they went with someone like Mr. Freeze or Poison Ivy, who never really had the treatment that they deserved. But if they really wanted to use the Penguin again, then maybe it's for the best to put him in the Birds of Prey movie, and maybe give him some C-list villains as henchmen, which to me at least would be a lot more interesting. And I know that the Penguin does have his fans, but honestly, I'm not really one of them. And given the wide variety of the Batman Rogues gallery, I feel like it's such a shame for DC and Warner Brothers to keep on using the same characters over again, like the Joker and Catwoman and Bane. When in reality, I'd rather see some lesser villains like Prometheus, Hugo Strange, Firefly, or just anyone but the Penguin again. So how do you feel about the Penguin potentially being the main villain for either the Batman or the Birds of Prey? Are you disappointed by this, or are you perfectly okay with his inclusion? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care and have a good one.